Finally, the video that most of you have requested is being put together. This video or demonstration is going to be of my germination station, my light setup, whatever you call it. And what I'm pretty much going to show you is how we get our seedling started in preparation for upcoming spring. Now, keep in mind that I do live in Zone 6. I live upstate New York in the Hudson Valley. We're about an hour and 30 to 45 minutes away from New York City. So we do tend to get much heavier snowfalls than the city, or, I guess a lot of the country as well. So if you do find that my seedlings look a little bit on the smaller side, that's why, because I have no intentions of transplanting most of them until mid-May, early May, sometime around there. So I'll just jump straight into the video. Let's not waste any time. The first thing is that we got this metal frame system from the Home Depot. You can get it at any hardware store, any of those types of stores. And we pretty much put it together. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 shelves. And really, we just follow the instructions. Well, hubby did. I don't even think he looked at the instructions, but you can follow the instructions and put it together. Next, we were sure to get these really cool LED lights that we use as grow lights, and we have 2 of them for each level. So last year when we did it first, we also had a set on top. But this year we decided to make even bigger spaces in between each row so that the seedlings can grow within their space. And those were really the only 2 things that we had when we first set up this germination station last year. But this year we decided to get fancy and start our seeds a little bit earlier than we normally do. So what we did was we went and we got this handy dandy thermostat right here. That's new. And then we got these heating mats for the trays. That's also new this year. And we got a timer. That's new this year. We always had a fan. It wasn't this fan, but we essentially used the fan to mimic the wind outside, so that way we can harden off our seedlings as well. Now with these mats, we essentially just lay them flat. They came rolled up. I plugged them in before sending them on the tray so that they would sort of warm up and soften out, and that made them much easier to lay flat. And just laid 2 of them overlapping on each tray, on each shelf. Actually only the 2 shelves, because I only bought 4 just to try it and see how it will work, and so far I'm in love with them. So we plug them in, set them up there, and then we have this thermostat. I set it to about 68 degrees. And the temperature fluctuates pretty much anywhere between 68 and 72, which is perfect because seeds tend to germinate very well between about 65 to 75 degrees Fahrenheit, and that's typically the general rule. And in here, that's where the thermometer is. So what I did for the thermometer, I essentially stuck it in the soil. It's just a little probe. I'll actually show you what it looks like. Just a little probe that I stuck in the soil of one of the covered containers. That way, if it gets too hot, I would know, and I'll be able to adjust the temperature accordingly. And then you use this little thingy here to attach it to the lid, and that pretty much keeps it in place. It fell off because I think I hit it a little while ago before we started. And that's really it, that helps to regulate the temperature. The timer over here, we set it to turn on at 7 o'clock in the morning, and turn on at 7 a.m., turn off at 8 p.m. So the seedlings get about 12 to 13 hours of bright light a day, which actually helps them to germinate and grow. And that's really it in regards to setup. If you notice, that little minute I just took the thermometer probe out of the soil, you'll see that the temperature on the thermostat, it dropped to reflect the temperature of of the atmosphere, but it's going back up now. All right. Another thing I want to point out is that these thermostats, they really typically only accommodate one mat. So what, in my geniusness, I did was I got these and for a lack of remembering the proper terms, I got these extensions. And what I did was I applied I plugged in the extension to the thermostat, and I plugged in each of the four mats into the extension, so that way I can control it that way. And it just made it much more affordable and much easier as well. And here it is, the four of them plugged into the one surge protector, and the surge protector plugged into the thermostat up there. All right, as you can see. And yeah, essentially that's it. Okay. All right, these blackberries and raspberries, they actually just came yesterday. Forgot that we ordered them since last year, and they just showed up. So they're just hanging out for the next several, I guess, days, or the next 2 to 3 weeks, when the ground has been unfrozen and we can transplant them outside. Okay, up here I have my radishes, my kohlrabi, some broccoli rabe, some bok choy, some kale, and some spinach. They will also be going outdoors soon, hopefully within the next couple of weeks. And these brassicas typically tend to be cold loving veggies, so they'll do pretty well. If at any point in time the weather threatens to freeze or anything like that, we'll be using roll covers just to protect them. And I want to show you something. I know many of you have heard about true leaves, but some of you are still confused as to what a true leaf is. The leaf that looks like the actual leaf of what the plant is going to look like. For instance, this is a true leaf. All right, these come out, and again, my memory is failing as to the names, but these come out and they typically help to feed the seedlings before they develop their true leaves. Okay, and that's typically the time that I use to separate the seedlings. Is once I see the true leaves, I know that it's safe for me to separate and pot them, meaning plant them into bigger pots. Okay, so in here you can see all this beautiful condensation occurring on the container, keeping the plants, the seedlings, nice and moist. My general rule of thumb is to uncover them once, for the most part, the seedlings have come out, and which is what I'll be doing with these here. Got beets, a bunch of brassicas, got some basil and onions in this one. Over here we got lettuce, peppers. Down there we got more brassicas, tomatoes. And to harden off, like I mentioned earlier on, I use this fan about 3 times a day and leave it on medium speed for about 10 minutes a pop, and you'll see the breeze. All right, that's it. And as always, if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. Leave a comment, ask questions. I'm here to answer, and whatever I can't answer, I'll try to direct you to someone who can, or to another, like a website or a blog or something that I found. Okay. Hopefully everyone is doing well, and your seeds have already started. And again, let's do this. Have a great day.